The best of money matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm Hongbin Jeong. As a visionary entrepreneur with 2 decades of experience across hospitality, fitness, wellness, and longevity, Alan Law has built a legacy of global growth. Now, founder of Park Hotel Group and founder of Move Repeat, he now leads Seveno Capital, a venture fund with a $70 million commitment to investing in businesses that extend the human health span. This mission goes beyond traditional wellness. It's about improving quality of life through innovation in both technology and nature. Seveno Capital's inaugural investment in a cabin company, which aims to transform vacant rural land into wellness-focused retreats, is just the beginning. With plans to expand across Japan, Korea, New York, and Europe, a cabin company is poised to revolutionize how we think about wellness. So joining us today to share more is Alan Law, a Singapore-based healthspan entrepreneur. Hi, Alan. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Thank you so much for
joining
joining us. All right, Alan, you've had an extensive career in hospitality, wellness, and fitness. What inspired you to shift towards investing in ventures that focus on extending the human health span? And what does that mean to you personally?
Yeah, to be honest, I've been in the hotel industry for the last 2 decades, and I think I have personally experienced some burnout myself, and I've seen other friends and families also suffering from certain chronic diseases, which I later find out that actually many of such diseases are actually preventable. So I've went on to a journey of discovery and research and what more we can do as individuals, and end up I've embarked on an extensive journey in health and wellness.
Very interesting. Well, Seveno Capital's focus is on investments that promote human health and wellness. What makes this investment approach unique, and why do you believe it is the right time for such ventures?
Yeah. So for Seveno Capital, first of all, we are a impact-focused fund. So first and foremost, we'll need to analyze the investor company, whether where is their intention in terms of human health span, where's the impact, and then thereafter we are looking at how do we scale that potential and how's the funding and investment and financial rigor into the organization.
So with Seveno Capital's inaugural investment in a cabin company, how do you see the intersection of wellness and technology shaping the future of human health?
Yes, so a cabin company is an extremely good example for our portfolio. So first and foremost, it is bringing people to a more natural area. So bringing people to nature is a huge benefit in terms of mental health. So all of us are suffering from some form of chronic stress when we're working in the cities. It is important that we take the time off for us to reconnect with the nature. And a cabin company exactly doing that, making your visit to the nature a lot more convenient and a lot more stress-free instead of your previously you will be kind of camping with a tent, but now it is a modern setup in the middle of nature, and at the same time you get the hospitality provision that you can access to.
So what does extending the human health span mean in the context of Seveno Capital's portfolio?
Yeah, so if you look at lifespan and health span, so lifespan is when someone passes, but health span is where a person actually can continue to do their normal days without third-party assistance. So some people end up needing to have assisted living. That will consider is where your health span kind of ended.
Okay, makes sense.
So if you look at the data, it shows typically you'll see a good 8 to 10 years gap between your health span and your lifespan. So basically, if you look at statistically wise, so there's 8 to 10 years whereby someone would likely to be in sickbed or some form of assisted living. So what we're trying to do is really reduce that gap from 8-10 years. Can we bring it down to 6? Can we bring it down to 5? And the holy grail is literally we pass on healthily, right? So there's zero gap between your health span and lifespan.
Very interesting. Well, circling back to a cabin company here, it looks like it focuses or it offers wellness-focused spaces in rural Japan with plans for international expansion. What drew you to invest in this company in particular, and how do you envision its impact on global wellness?
Yeah, so first, I think is the impact that we are looking at it is about mental health, it's about connecting to nature, it is about reducing stress. So it is in line with what we believe in the lifestyle medicine, 6 key pillars. So that's where the impact is. But in order for us to see huge impact, we need to see the model to be scalable. So we also analyze that. So one of the comparable concept out there, which is in the US, is the postcard cabin, which recently acquired by the Marriott hotels. So it is a scalable model, and there is already proven path whereby some of these smaller cabins on its own may not make much sense, but if you have accumulate a large portfolio, it become a target for some bigger organization to emerge in.
So, I mean, how do you think a cabin company's, innovative model will change the traditional hospitality or wellness industry?
Yeah, so it is literally how these cabins can be placed in very remote, nature-rich area, which typically a hotel will find it hard to construct there, or getting the license to build a large-scale resort in some beautiful nature sites, which most government will kind of protect this. But with cabins, we actually can place them on a temporary basis, and we can move them around as well. So there's a lot more opportunity for us to be placing these cabins in very beautiful nature-rich sites. So that is the opportunity. And in Japan, why we started in Japan itself is just there's so much nature out there and so much raw land that is underutilized. And we are finding a lot of opportunity working with different partners, whether it's the government, whether it's the farm owner, etc. So there's a lot of opportunities in Japan itself. And we intend to kind of replicate that in other parts of the world, this concept as well.
Okay. It looks like a cabin company also plans to expand from Japan to global markets as well, like Seoul, New York, and Europe. How do you see the demand for wellness retreats in these cities? And what challenges do you anticipate in adapting the concept to different cultures?
Yeah, I think the demand is there, but I think finding that partnership with local landowners will be the key. So how do we show them that our model will generate additional revenue for them as an ongoing partnership for their underutilized site, which is very beautiful, rich in nature, but at times it is hard for them to find a model to monetize their beautiful sites. So what we are trying to achieve is that we have a model. It doesn't affect what your land is, but at the same time, almost like your Airbnb, you have additional room. So we are literally providing you that room with that additional income generation in your site. So this is, I think, how it will continue to roll out in different countries. And the key is literally engaging the local community and landowner and explaining to them how that can unlock the value for their underutilized sites. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks like the concept of yohaku, the margin between the structured world and the wild, plays a significant role in a cabin company's design philosophy. Why do you think there's such a deep connection between nature and human wellness in today's fast-paced world?
Yeah, so the connection with nature and human, I think, has always been there. But somehow, since the revolution of industrialization and we all started to living in the city condition, which almost like a concrete forest, right? So I think the opportunity for us to connect with nature is reduced substantially. And the amazing energy you get from just a walk in the park on your barefoot is amazing. That is something that I think someone really need to get out there and take off your shoes and try it out.
It's like an escape from reality, right?
It's not escaping the reality, but it's escaping what we have been put in our daily life, but actually returning to our roots. Yeah, so it's not escaping, it's just returning and remembering how it was feel like when we are in nature and how the energy transfer between the land to ourselves is really amazing.
Well, the wellness industry is, of course, rapidly evolving here, especially in Asia. What trends are you most excited about, and how does Seveno Capital plan to stay ahead of the curve in supporting innovative wellness startups?
Yeah, so I think the biggest opportunity for us is, while we're also having some parallel conversation, is that we see a lot of scientists, researchers, that they have a lot of ideas, but somehow they're missing the gap to launch a commercial product or services. So what we see at Seveno is that we can kind of bridge that gap and help some of these innovative scientists and researchers to bring on something that is commercialized, and also utilizing our network effect whereby some of these products can test in our center or in our other associated companies, and literally they become the first customer of this new product, for example. So we see the tremendous benefit for us to actually engaging with a lot of these scientists, inventor, to actually co-create a commercial product moving forward.
Okay. Are there, emerging sectors or technologies you're particularly interested in for the future investment?
Yeah, so in the near term, we are actually working on a few real estate related longevity concept. One that we recently announced was the Longevity World. So we're opening Q4 this year in City Hall in Singapore here. So do look out for it. So it is almost like a shopping mall, but focusing on wellness and longevity kind of industry. And then at the same time, we also working on a new venture whereby we bringing medical input into your traditional luxury resorts in some of these resort destinations. So real estate, how we look at real estate traditionally, and how we kind of infuse that longevity and lifestyle into the real estate is one of the big area that we are exploring.
Very interesting. Before we let you go here, Alan, as the wellness and longevity sectors continue to grow, what's your long-term vision for Seveno Capital?
Yeah, for us, it's really continue what we believe in and continue to supporting founders, scientists, researchers in helping them to create impact into human health span and partnering with us along the way to actually make their journey smoother and scale faster.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Alan, for joining me today.
Thank you.
This has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong, and we've been speaking to Alan Law, a Singapore-based healthspan entrepreneur.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.